Nothing changes if nothing changes. Without taking action, your current situation will remain the same. And that's unfortunate because different outcomes of improvement can aid in your commitment to this journey. But what makes the progress stick? What keeps us in focused mode? And how will you maintain momentum for this journey over time? Committing to a health journey is like laying a foundation for a home. And one thing that I've learned is without commitment, it's like building on sand. You will see progress initially, but over time it won't last. And you'll find yourself in a never-ending loop that consists of you starting and never really following through. However, my life changed once I learned to trust the process, even when I didn't always understand it. And that's what I'm sharing with you guys today. One of my favorite things to do on TikTok is just sit and listen to discourse. And recently a creator asked the question,
what was the one moment that made y'all feel like, hey, I'm ready to start getting serious about my health journey or my weight loss journey?
What was the one thing that made you take your health seriously? And a lot of these answers ranged from the obvious aesthetic purposes. Aesthetics aside, there were several people who stitched that video sharing how they knew that all they had to do was really change their mindset to make a huge change in their lives.
The only thing that was stopping me was me. Why wouldn't I do it? Why wouldn't I execute it? If I have the tools, I have the capacity of loving everything about me. And I wasn't doing it.
And I couldn't agree more. I've shared my story here several times on what my breaking point was when it came to my health journey. I was in Paris for a week and I was so uncomfortable because the food there was so different than the food here. When I got home, I had to really break that down and really work on my mindset and change my relationship with food, because that is exactly why I was where I was. The thing is, you're going to get to a place where you are no longer happy with where you currently are. That is your breaking point. An article from Psychology Today that was written by Gustavo Rossetti writes, "We all face a breaking point from time to time. Successful people do too. No one is immune to continuous stress or anxiety. However, learning how to overcome a breaking point is crucial to your success." When it comes to my career, my health journey, my relationships, whether romantic or platonic, I am exactly where I am today because of the breaking point. It's that feeling when you've had enough, when enough is enough. And you're tired of living in this never-ending cycle of not being happy with where you are and what you have going on in that current moment. The best thing to do in life is to not wait until the breaking point hits, right? The best thing to do in life is to get out before the breaking point, because it can honestly cause you a lot of psychological stress and damage and trauma. When I left my job as a teacher, I hit my breaking point. When I was tired of not feeling my best and feeling super sluggish, I hit my breaking point. One of the biggest friendship breakups I ever had, I had reached my breaking point, okay? And it might not be ideal to wait until you have had enough to make a change. However, what you do in that peak moment of stress, what you do in that moment is going to make the biggest difference in your life. So I reached the breaking point this past summer. I reached the breaking point because I knew exactly why I was where I was, and I knew that I no longer wanted to be there anymore. Once you get to that place where you are done, you're done living your life the way you've been living it, you're done eating the way you've been eating, that is a time to grab that energy and run with it and do exactly what you need to do to get where you want to be. I want you to comment down below and answer the question, what was the one thing that made you decide that you were done living this lifestyle and you were ready to move into a healthier one for you and your future? Seeking help in areas where you struggle to maintain consistency is going to be a game changer for you. I know so many of us would be exactly where we wanted to be in our journey if we could just have our meals made for us. We have a solution for that, which is Factor. Factor offers fresh, never frozen, ready to eat meals delivered straight to your door weekly. They have over 35 meals to choose from on their weekly menu, ranging from calorie smart meals, protein plus, keto, vegan and veggie. I'm currently on their calorie smart option because y'all know I'm trying to be snatched for the summer. I had romesco chicken thighs today for lunch. Chef's kiss, they were so good. And the best part about it is I didn't have to do any prep. I just warmed it up and ate it. It was so convenient. Factor takes out the stress of you having to choose dinner, go grocery shopping, cook the meal. So if you are struggling to maintain proper nutrition, but you want to look snatched this summer and reach your goals, go to factor75.com or click the link in my description box. Use code Janet.n50 for 50% off your first box and 20% off your first month. Okay, guys, it's a great deal. So go to factor75.com or click the link in my description box. Use code Janet.n50 to get 50% off your first box and 20% off your first month. You won't regret it, guys. And thank you so much, Factor, for supporting the channel and sponsoring this video. Every other time I went on a health journey, I strictly focused in on eating super healthy and working out 3 to 4 times a week. That was my main focus. But over time, I realized to commit to this journey, you have to commit to all of the other areas of your life, okay? To actually be able to go all in. That's committing to resting more. That's committing to drinking less alcohol. That's committing to increasing my NEAT levels. NEAT is non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And this is the amount of energy used or calories burned outside of planned exercise, eating, or resting. And this is important because it really does aid in muscle recovery, improving your stress levels and mental health, and just getting you up and moving in your day-to-day life. That is essentially what NEAT is. Some examples are yard work, doing chores around the house, going on walks with your dog or your family. This is everything else that you do outside of your planned exercise, eating, and resting, of course. Once you raise your NEAT levels, you will slowly start to see yourself exiting your lazy girl era, okay? You will start to fall in love with doing more things that are outside of just sitting and resting and basically doing nothing but scrolling on your phone and watching TV. I get so many questions on how I truly stopped being a lazy girl, and that was it. I just started challenging myself to go on more walks, to get out of the house, whether it was cold, whether it was rainy. An article from Women's Health titled, "What is NEAT Exercise plus 6 Easy Ways to Do More?" writes, NEAT exercise is very important as it can account for a significant portion of your total energy expenditure. If you are sedentary and therefore have lower NEAT levels, you're at a higher risk of obesity and other long-term health conditions such as heart disease, diabetes, stroke, and some cancers. Being sedentary is directly associated with poor long-term health regardless of weight. If you have a very low energy job, it is going to be very beneficial for you to try your hardest to increase your NEAT levels outside of work, okay? To help you reach the goals that you've set for yourself. Now, let me tell you, I've worked several different jobs in my life. I used to be a teacher and a cheer coach. When I was a teacher and a cheer coach, depending on the season, I was hitting 15 to 20,000 steps a day, depending on the season. If it was football season, basketball season, competition season, 15,000 to 20,000 steps, easy. My NEAT levels were through the roof, girl, okay? It was amazing. However, when I started working at the bank, which I talk about this all the time, I became a sedentary Sally, okay? I had my nice comfy chair in the motor bank in a space that was maybe half the size of my room, okay? A very small space. And I didn't really have much movement that I did throughout the day. And that, my friends, is where I gained a bulk of the weight that I have been working my butt off to lose, okay? When I started working at the bank, that is when things went downhill for me. Not really. I loved working there. I loved working at the bank. However, that is where I gained weight once I became a sedentary Sally. Okay. Girl, there were times where I never got up from my chair. I only got up from my chair during my break and to get things from the vault. We had tubes in the motor bank, right? That when you send the tubes back to the client, I would literally push myself on my rolling chair to put the tube in the system to go back to the client. I wouldn't even get up sometimes. That's how sedentary I was. That's where I gained most of the weight. So if you have a job like that where you're sitting so much, you need to work towards getting your steps in any way that you can outside of work. I know sometimes those jobs are so mentally draining that at the end of the day, the only thing you want to do is just talk to no one and do nothing. However, I would always challenge myself to go downtown or go to a workout class. Living a sedentary life is not going to get you where you want to be. Let's increase those NEAT levels any way we can, guys. I want you to think about this within the next couple of months, especially if you're trying to have more energy for the summer and become who you want to be. Some examples from this article include washing the car, fidgeting, walking upstairs, which, I started doing stairs in my house recently to get my steps up, and really does pack in a punch. If you have stairs, I highly recommend going up and down your stairs for like 20 minutes. And most importantly, biggest change that I've noticed in my life is that my energy levels are just through the roof. This is my baseline now. And I'm so proud of that because this time last year, oh my gosh, guys, I had no energy to do anything that I wanted to do. I was, honestly, I hate to say this and I hate to rag on myself. I was so lazy this time last year. All I wanted to do was lay on the couch and scroll on my phone. After going out to eat, I would want to go straight home. I never wanted to go downtown and go for a walk. I never wanted to just go and explore. I just wanted to stay in the house and scroll. Although I had a lot of anxiety and a lot of my anxiety kept me stuck in the house, I really had to challenge myself to get out of my comfort zone and do things that made me uncomfortable for the sake of my health. And I think that's important for all of us to learn. And I think about when I have kids, man, I don't want to be the parent that never wants to go out with my kids. I don't want to be the parent that just wants us to be, stuck in the house. And I want to be that parent that is just always going to whatever event that's going on in town, going to the park. And the thing is, that has to start now for me. I can't expect to have kids and just change. No, the habits that I have before I have kids are going to be the habits that I have when I have kids. And I started to really think about that recently because I am thinking about having kids, not anytime soon, but in the near future-ish, kinda. I don't know, we'll see. But I know that it's important for me to fix my habits now so that when I have kids, they can live a full and fun life with a parent who has energy and who is fun. Okay, guys, next we're gonna talk about the period of isolation. Okay, so many people talk about going ghost and isolating, which I will say, this is super important. Isolating and focusing in on your journey is so important. A lot of times when it comes to hanging out with our friends and family, it's always centered around food. However, this last year, that changed for me as well. I made it a point to not text my friends asking for dinner and drinks. And that's what you need to do too. No more dinner and drinks, okay? No more dinner and drinks. It's expensive. And you'd be surprised how many of your friends really want to work out with other friends as well. We need to start scheduling workouts with our friends, okay? Go on a nice long walk with your friend. Go get a coffee, get a smoothie, hang out at the park, join a volleyball league together. There is more to life than dinner and drinks. And I find that my friendships have gotten stronger ever since we stopped just relying on dinner and drinks to hang out. And a lot of times it's a lot cheaper too. Workout classes aren't cheap. However, it's cheaper than dinner and drinks, I'll tell you that. Most classes range from around like $20 to $35. And a lot of times you can find great deals on the gym's website. All you have to do is search it up or call the studio and see if they have any specials. And there are some gyms that even offer your first time free. And ClassPass is amazing because you're able to try out different gyms for a discounted price. And I actually have a ClassPass referral link that you can click on and use. And I think you will get about like 25 to 30 free credits. You have a friend that you've been wanting to work out with. You guys just don't want to spend the money. Click my referral link down below, okay? And you can try out ClassPass for free. If you don't like it, you can just terminate it before having to actually pay for it the next month. But no more dinner and drinks, okay? We're hanging out with our friends at the gym. We're getting workouts in together. We're going on nice long walks. We're going paddle boarding. We're going to the river. We're floating the river. I love floating the river, man. I cannot wait to float this summer. We are such river people in this house. But yeah, we're doing things that are outside of the dinner and drinks category, okay? The thoughts that you fuel your mind can make the difference in this journey. And self-talk and psyching up are two things that are so important when it comes to being consistent and committing to the journey. And one thing that I have learned in this journey is how much of this, okay, your health, wellness, being consistent in the gym, how much of it is tied to your behavioral health. It is all about your mindset. It's all about what's going on up here. And your self-talk can impact your performance and your overall experience in the gym positively or negatively. So, self-talk is your inner dialogue, okay? I'm not talking about the toxic positivity trend and being like, you can do it every single day, but you have to realize that you are the only person that is going to get you where you want to be. You are the only one that is going to be able to get you where you want to be. And you have to start setting a standard for yourself that is unshakable, that is unmovable. And I get it, guys. Life is gonna life. And that's why it's important to meet yourself where you are. Recently, this past week, Michael was sick for the whole week. It has been so hard on us, and it's been really hard for me to leave the house because he just couldn't be left alone, and it scared me to leave him alone. However, I'm not about to not get a workout in. I'm not. And so if that meant I had to get a workout in the house, guess what, baby? I was getting my workouts in the house, okay? In the house. We had to do what we had to do. Now, I haven't done an at-home workout in forever, but I know that I'm capable of it. I used to do it all the time. And we're just going to have to meet ourselves where we are. And that's like the important part of this journey is that, yeah, life is going to life. There are going to be times where you're not going to be able to make it to the gym. There's going to be times where you're not going to be able to make it to your workout classes. It might be unfortunate. It might be annoying, but you have to do what you have to do. Over time, Michael started getting better. I was able to leave him without feeling like anything bad was going to happen. So then I was able to leave the house and go get a workout in outside of the house or go get a walk in at least. Your health and fitness journey is going to look different at times. However, that doesn't mean that you give up on it completely. And that's where that mental toughness comes into play. And you have to get to a place where you realize that if you aren't doing what you need to do, if you aren't being your own coach, if you aren't being your own cheerleader, if you're not being your support system, you're not going to get it done. And you have to talk to yourself in a way to get yourself to do the things that you need to do. And it starts before the chaos happens in your life, right? This past week, if we were dealing with that a year ago, I probably wouldn't have been able to work out. I probably would have used that as an excuse for me not to work out. It's hard, guys. And I will say, there are excuses that are completely valid and sound, but not all excuses are valid. You have to be your own coach, and you're either going to step up to the plate and start to try to change your mindset so you can be mentally tough in all different areas of life, or you're going to consistently be in this loop where you start things and you never really follow through with them. That's why so many of us preach the same things about routine, waking up at a certain time every day, opening up your blinds, letting light inside your house, listening to podcasts, paying attention to the friendships that you have and who you're hanging around. These things are so important to help keep you on track and keep you consistent in this journey. The music that you listen to on a daily basis, it all makes a difference. It all does. I want you to remember that you are capable of showing up for yourself. You are capable of doing more for yourself. You have all of the tools. I've shared with you so many tools on this channel. All you have to do is get started and move with confidence. Move with confidence in your abilities to do and be better. Trust me, guys, I know it's hard. But the minute you decide that you've had enough, the minute you hit that breaking point, I need you to hit the ground running, watch a couple of these videos, take some notes, and get started on this journey. Do not wait any longer. Start that day, start in that moment, and don't look back, okay? I am rooting for you. I know this journey is not easy. Trust me, I am still on it. I struggle every single day. I struggle so hard to be exactly where I want to be. However, I don't give up on myself, and you shouldn't give up on yourself either. I hope you found some value in the tips that I gave, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, Girl Scout. Bye. Thank you so much for joining me. And thank you guys so much for being so patient with me. I love you guys. Peace out. Bye.